Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is tissue, we have started with the animal tissues and we were talking about the epithelial tissue, students, and we have understood what is the epithelial tissue. Basically, epithelial tissue is that particular type of tissue which is present just peripheral region and it is present at the upper layer of the tissues. So, if it is present at the upper layer, so its function is to protection. Okay, so it helps in protection of the tissue. Okay, it helps in protecting. Then the second thing, students, that the epithelial tissue they do not have an intercellular spaces. They are having the epithelial tissues, they are basically present on a membrane, a base which is called as a basement membrane, and epithelial tissue is divided into three types, including the squamous, then cuboidal, and then columnar. Although it is also categorizes into the glandular and ciliated and stratified also. So let us see that what are the different types of epithelium. So we have understood in the previous class that in case of a squamous epithelium, it will be flat like a structure, just like a tiles, and they are very thin and it helps in the process of diffusion. We have seen in case of a cuboidal, since the structure is cube-like, and that's why the name is cuboidal, and it is wherever it is present, its role is secretion, its role is absorption, its role is excretion, its role is protection. These are some of the functions of the cuboidal. Columnar epithelium is responsible. It's a column-shaped structure consisting of a nucleus and egg, and these are basically responsible for absorption. They are basically responsible for the secretion as well as protection. Now these columnar epithelium, sometimes it is having the hair like a strand cilia on it, and it will become a ciliated epithelial tissue or ciliated columnar epithelial tissue. The role of the ciliated epithelial tissue, or we can say the function here, it is basically present the respiratory tract or the oviduct. So it helps in maintaining the flow of the various substances. It helps in making the substances to enter or to pass through it very easily. Glandular epithelium, sometimes what happens in the columnar epithelium cell, you will find that there are goblet cells present. These goblet cells are responsible for releasing some of the secretory substances, and these secretory substances is used to show the secretion, and that's why we will say it is called as a glandular, like a gland which shows the secretion. So glandular substances is that. And this is the glandular substance, students, and if it is present as a columnar one, so it will be called as a columnar epithelial cell. The role of the glandular epithelial cell, that it helps in the secretion, so it will help in secrete the enzymes, hormones, and the other substances from it. Then stratified epithelium, students, in case of a stratified epithelium, this is responsible for the, it is mainly responsible for the, we can say here that it is mainly responsible for the protection. Why is it so? Because the stratified is what? It consisting of a lot of a layer of a different cells. Lot of a layer of the cell is there. Like if he says that stratified squamous, so lot of a squamous layer of a cells are present one over the other. That is called as the stratified squamous epithelium. So stratified is nothing but as a thick layer of that particular cell. Now let us start with the second type of a tissue, student, which is called as connective tissue. Connective tissue. What are connective tissues? So the first thing that we have seen in case of a connective tissue, that it is mesodermal in origin. It is mesodermal in origin. Then what is its basic function? It helps in connecting the various organs, various parts of the organ together. So these are used to connect various to connect various body organs, and act as binding, supporting, and packing tissue. So its role is to connect, and how it will do the connection? By binding it with the other part, by supporting it also. What are the different characters of the connective tissue? So we are knowing about its origin, student, and the name itself explains that it is what connective. So it helps in connecting the various body organs. Let us see what are the different characteristics of a connective tissue. Talking about the characteristics, so here the first is the cells are loosely spaced. These are loosely spaced, and they are these cells. The cells are embedded in an intracellular matrix or medium. And intracellular medium, it can be a solid, it can be a liquid. So these cells are embedded. These are embedded in an intracellular matrix. Intracellular matrix, and the matrix may be solid or liquid. That is what? That is the connective tissues as characteristic. Now see, the connective tissues are also classified in many things. Like here you will see that areolar tissue, then adipose tissue, then cartilage, bones, I am writing it here, cartilage, bones, ligaments, blood. These are what, students? These are some of the tissues, some of the categories of the connective tissues. This means connective tissues are categorized into these different kind of a tissue. All of them, they help in the connection only, they help in the binding, they help in giving support only, but in a different manner. That's why they have been divided into different types. So starting with the first one, that is areolar tissue, and then we will start with the other one. Areolar tissue. What is there in the areolar tissue, students? Here, the first thing is this is widely distributed into the connective tissue of our body. And when you look at it, there are a lot of different kind of cells are present here, like plasma cell is there, then macrophages are there, and they are having a different kind of functions. So the first point is most widely distributed. Widely distributed. Most widely distributed. Second one, that is basically location is present between the muscles and skin. Muscles and skin. Okay? Around blood vessel and nerves. Around blood vessels and nerves. So, most widely distributed into the connective tissue, and this is basically present between the muscles and the skin. It is present around the blood vessels as well as around the nerves. Lot of different types of cells are also there. When you look at the areolar tissue is a transparent jelly-like a matrix. Consists of transparent jelly-like a matrix having different kind of a cells in it. Matrix containing numerous fibers, then cells, types of cells. And some of the types of cells are mast cell. Mast cell is there. Then plasma cell, macrophages, cells and macrophages. These are what? These are the different kind of cells which is found in the connective tissue, students. Okay, so characteristic of the areolar tissue. Now let us see that what is this function. What are the different functions performed by this tissue? Function here. What is the role here, students? Its function is that they used to check that any injury or any kind of a displacement has been occurred in the tissue or not. Okay, and as well as protect from any kind of a mechanical stress. So check the displacement. It checks the displacement and injury, displacement and injury of tissue and organ, of tissues and organs under mechanical stress. Under mechanical stress. Okay, it checks the displacement and injury of the tissue organs under the mechanical stress. Other function, they fix the skin with the muscle. Fix skin with the muscles. Even attaches blood vessels. That is why it is present somewhere around it. The location is around it. Skin and the muscle, it is present between the blood in the near the blood vessels, near the nerve. So obviously that will help in connecting. So we can say here that here it fixes the skin with the muscle, attaches blood vessels, and nerves with the surrounding tissues. So this is what student, this is the role of the areolar tissue in the connective tissue, which is a part of the connective tissue. Here also it is showing the connection. How? We can see in the function itself that it fixes the skin with the muscles, it attaches the blood vessels as well as the nerves with the other tissues. So it helps in connecting the other tissue with the blood vessels, it helps in connecting the nerves with the other tissues, as well as it helps in fixing the skin with that of the muscles. So ultimately that will help in a connection, that will help in connecting each other. That is why we will say it comes under the connective tissue, students. One more thing that we have seen, that it checks the displacement and the injury. Yes, since it is present there, so it helps in checking that any kind of a mechanical stress or injury has been occurred in between the organs and the tissues. That will also be checked by the areolar tissue. Now let us see the another kind of a tissue, student, which is the connective tissue, that is called adipose tissue. Adipose tissue. What happened in case of a adipose tissue? So these tissues are what? These are the fat storing tissues. They used to store fat. Actually they provide a cushion due to which that will help in preventing or protecting from any kind of a jerk or a mechanical shock. So we can say here that these are fat storing tissues. These are fat storing tissues. Second one, these are present below the skin. Obviously, if the skin is what? That will help in storing the fats. So, these are present below the skin and the internal organ. Okay, it is mainly present between the internal organ as well as the skin. Obviously, if it is present between the internal organ, that will help in preventing any kind of a injury to that of the organ. The cells which is present here in case of an adipose tissue is called as adipocytes. So, these cells, in them called adipocytes, which consisting of a globules in them, contains fat globules. consisting of a fat globules in it. Now, what is the function? This is the adipose tissue. Now, let us see that what is the function here. Obviously, since they serve to store fats, so they will work as a cushion. So, these tissues serve to store fat So, these also act as cushion. Between the internal organs. Okay, between the internal organs. So the tissues which is present here, they are there to store fats. So obviously that will provide a cushion that will help in protecting or prevent any kind of a damage or shock that can occur to the internal organ. Now moving on, students, and let us see the another kind of a tissue which is called as tendons. Tendons, what are tendons? Tendons are, they are actually the elastic tissues which help in connecting muscles to that of the bones together. So talking about the characteristics, you will find that, these tendons are non-elastic in nature. They are not elasticity. They are non-elastic in nature. So the first one we can write here that these tissues are non-elastic in nature. These are non-elastic in nature. Then these are formed by fibrous tissue. These are formed by a bundle of fibrous tissue which is rich in collagen fiber, fibers. Okay, this is the tendon. So they are non-elastic in nature and they are formed by the fibrous tissues. These fibrous tissues, they are rich in collagen. Now what is the function, students? So functions are that yes, it also helps in connection since it belongs to a connective tissue. What kind of a connection? So tendons serve to connect muscles and bone together. Its basic role is to connect the muscles and bone together. Okay, this is the function of a tendon. Let us see that what is another one which is called as ligament. Ligament is what? It helps in connecting the two bones together. Okay, one bone is connected to other bone with the help of the tissue that is called as connective tissue is called as ligament, and bone is connected to the muscles. That is because of the connective tissue, that is tendon. So ligaments are what? These are also bundles of elastic fiber. Bundle of elastic fibers which are rich in elastin protein. Rich in elastin proteins, which is rich in elastin protein. So we can say here that the ligaments are what? These are the also bundle of a elastic fiber, and they are rich in a elastin protein. That was rich in collagen. Okay, and that was also a bundle of a tissue, but that was fibrous tissue. Here elastic fibers are there. It means they are elastic in nature, but they are non-elastic in nature. Which one? That is tendons. Okay, what are the function of the tendon, students? So the role of the tendon is, ligament is so it basically highly elastic tissue, highly elastic tissues, and serve to connect one bone to other. Bone from one, okay, serves as elasticity in the bone from one bone to the other. Okay, that is the ligament. So suppose the difference between the tendon and the ligament will come, student. What you will write here? So in case of a tendon and ligament, let us see. If suppose this is the tendon and this is the ligament. So what are the different points that we will include here in order to differentiate between these two? So the first point in case of a tendon, that is, these are composed of a white fibrous tissue. Composed of white fibrous tissue and rich in collagen. Rich in collagen fiber. Ligament, yellow elastic fiber. It is also composed of yellow elastic fiber. Composed of yellow elastic fiber and rich in elastin protein. Rich in elastin. Then tendons are tough and these are tough and inelastic. While in case of a ligament, they are strong but flexible. Then they connect the skeletal muscles with bone. Skeletal muscles with the bone, and here in this case connect bone to another bone. Connect bone to other. This is what? This is in case of the, this is the difference between tendon and ligament.